Okay guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, may bago na namang policy patungkol sa immigration. Palalakasin ang authority ng mga border officers na nagsiscreen sa mga pumapasok sa Canada. Bibigyan sila ng more authority to cancel, okay, temporary resident visas. Although I know in the past, pwede naman yata nila gawin yun nga lang, medyo mahaba pala o tedious yung proseso before this policy was announced. Tama ba, Dayanara? And welcome back, Dayanara in Puerto Bantigue. Ayan.
Hello po, happy Valentine's Day,
Oh,
everybody.
happy Valentine's Day. Oo, yun. So, when I was reading this, Dayanara, itong bagong announcement, sabi ko, bakit? Hindi ba pwede mag-cancel ang visa ang mga taga-CBSA before this was announced?
Well, there's a difference kasi, miss, with, I think we should discuss yung difference ng CBSA sa RICC. Kasi
Okay, sige.
what most people think is magkadugtong sila. The IRCC is still the authority when it comes to immigration, like applications, refusals, removals, deportations, ganyan. But it's the CBSA who actually implements them.
Okay.
So for example, CBSA officers, yung nasa border natin, yung kapag lumalabas tayo pupuntang Amerika, pabalik, ganyan, CBSA officers yun. Yung nasa airport na nagko-conduct ng mga interviews kapag dumarating tayo na meron tayong hawak na study visa sa mga passport natin or work visa or ETA. Sila yung nagko-conduct ng parang interviews and the ones who print yung actual paper na tinatanggap natin pag pumapasok tayo, yung study permit, work permit, or visitor record, or let's say landing as a PR. What people think po kasi is, pagka na-approve ka na, let's say, na-stamp na yung passport mo, may study permit na ako. Ibig sabihin, makakapag-aral na ako sa Canada. That's not true. You have to land in Canada, enter Canada using that study visa, and then the border officer is still the person who will really determine if you can study. Kasi siya yung magpiprint nun. Siya yung, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if you're able to watch yung ibang mga videos ng mga border officer na may isang case ng Pinay na pumasok sa Canada, may dala siyang mga work documents niya, mga transcript, mga ganyan. Nakita dun sa parang carry-on niya. And then, nasabi ng border officer, why do you have all of these documents? You're just visiting.
Oo.
Sabi niya. So, imbes na bigyan siya ng, let's say, 6 months na allowed siyang magstay, binigyan lang siya ng 2 months. Yun ang authority ng CBSA.
Ay, buti ka mo, pinapasok pa. Kasi yung iba, guys, meron pa ring authority talaga ang border officer na hindi ka papasukin, di ba? Actually, I remember, Dayanara, I had an episode, sometime last year, talking about na dumadami daw kasi yung mga nire-refuse at the border.
Yes.
And I remember receiving some comments doon sa episode na yun saying na, mali, ano yan, may visa na nga hindi pa papasukin. Hindi, guys. Pwede pa rin po kayong tanggihan, refuse entry pagdating ninyo dito, even if you have a valid visa. Naalala ko sa comment section, no? Ayoko na makipag-argue pa eh. Ayaw nila maniwala eh. But anyway, sige, moving forward dito sa bagong policy. Okay, so why is this significant? Na ngayon, binibigyan ng authority yung mga border officers na parang mag-cancel ng mga visa. Which again, hindi ba nila kayang gawin yun before?
Not as, they can refuse entry, but they cannot really cancel your visa. Just for example, I have a client na pumasok ng Canada, hindi niya na-clarify sa school niya na enrolled siya. So, ang nangyari, dahil medyo nagkaroon siya ng delay sa visa processing, so hindi niya na-clarify sa school na kung confirmed ba na enrolled talaga siya. So, ang nangyari is, yung border officer, pagtingin niya dun sa file, ay, hindi ka enrolled. Hindi ka enrolled, so hindi kita pwedeng pasukin sa Canada. Hindi ka enrolled. You have to go back to where you came from. So, I think she came from Saudi. You have to go back to where you came from. So, pinabili siya ng ticket, go back to where she came from, and then come back, let's say, kung okay na yung papeles mo. Kung okay na, clarify with the school kung okay na. So, in that case, she was refused entry, but her visa was not canceled. She was still able to come back a few weeks later nung okay na yung kanyang acceptance dun sa school. We were able to fix yung acceptance niya sa school dito sa Canada. So, That's the power now. So ngayon it's different. Like for example, ang pinakamatinding change para sa akin is yung 12.06. Ang ina-amend po kasi nila is yung Immigration and Refugee Protection Regulations,
Teka
IRPR ang
muna.
tawag.
Let's show the ano first.
Yung sa Gazette po. Okay, andyan po.
Wait. Ito yung easy, Baka kasi maghanap sila ng simpleng
Simple. Opo.
explanation. Makikita
Opo.
niyo po yan sa canada.ca. May new rules to strengthen temporary resident document cancellations and border security and
Yes.
integrity. Ito
Yes.
yung main points kung kailan maaaring i-cancel
I-cancel. Yes po.
ang iyong visa. Ngayon, meron tayong papakita na medyo mas detailed.
Yeah, yung isang part lang naman niya na yung Miss Ina ang ano natin para hindi tayo masyadong
Punta tayo dito. Yan.
Opo,
Ito
doon tayo sa Gazette. Opo.
Hold on. Mali. Hold on.
It's okay.
Eto na. Yan. Dito naman yung mas detalyadong.
Yes po. Kung doon tayo sa pinakataas po, Miss Ina, sa
Yan. This one.
section 12.06 of the IRPR. Kung makikita niyo po yun sa letter K, ayan siya.
Ito.
So an officer will now have the ability to cancel an ETA if the person who holds the ETA was refused a work permit or a study permit. So the process now is if you have a valid ETA, kasalukuyan, hawak mo siya ngayon, valid siya for let's say 5 years, ganyan. And then nag-apply ka ng renewal ng work permit or study permit habang nasa loob ka ng Canada and na-refuse yun, that ETA can now be canceled. So
Wow.
that means na yung iba po kasi parang ang sinasabi nila, hindi, papasok na lang ako sa Canada. Papasok ako sa Canada, mula ako sa Canada, mag-a-apply ng work permit or ganyan, or magsa-study permit. Sa ngayon, if to be able to do that, you have to reapply for a new ETA.
Okay. Same goes kung visitor visa or ETA, Yung ano ba?
Well, ang nakalagay po kasi sa 12.06 is specifically for ETA. So, yeah, specifically for ETA, I believe.
Okay. Marami bang gumagawa nun, Dayanara?
Yes
Yung coming in with an ETA and then find a way kung ano mang permit ang gusto nilang i-secure.
Yes. Opo. Meron kasi tayong mindset, Miss Ina, na kapag ka nasa loob na ng Canada, mas madali na yung application, which is not really true. Not really true. Na parang meron po kasing mindset yung iba nating kababayan, hindi, basta nakapasok ka ng Canada, visitor ka doon, mas malaki yung chance mo na makapasa ka ng study permit or let's say, kung kasi hindi na po pwede yung LMIA, di ba? Kapag may visitor ka to LMIA work permit, hindi na pwede. Pero, for example, yung ibang gustong mag-aral, akala nila, mas madali silang makakapasa kapag estudyante sila kapag visitor sila sa Canada habang, nag-a-apply sila. Hindi laging ganun. Kasi, ang instruction sa amin, kapag mag-a-apply ng study permit, na visitor sa Canada, ang mag-a-assess pa din doon is yung kung nasan sila nakatira, yung kanilang country of residence pa rin. So, kahit nasa Canada ka, ang mag-a-assess pa rin nun is yung Manila office. You have to apply as if you're outside Canada. So, it's not really an advantage. Pero meron kasi po tayong connotation na ganun. So, yung iba, ganun ang ginagawa nila. They apply for ETA, pasok, and then saka sila mag-a-apply from here. Sometimes it works, Sometimes it works, but it's not a guarantee.
Correct. Okay. So, I think for Dayanara, ito yung isa sa pinaka-affected na mga instances, no? Dito sa ruling, bagong policy na ito.
Yeah, the rest kasi, Miss, is parang, kumbaga, just fortifying kung ano yung mga dati ng rule. Kumbaga, mas in-strengthen lang nila. Pero yun yung para sa akin, malaking change na nakita.
Yeah. So, basahin natin, no? Ito yung mga dahilan kung kailan pwedeng mag-decide yung border officer na i-cancel ang iyong valid, diba? Papasok ka dito, syempre, valid temporary resident visa.
Or ETAs.
ETAs, yan. Okay. So, a change in a person's status or circumstances makes them inadmissible or no longer eligible to hold the document. Halimbawa daw, the person provided false information or has a criminal history or is deceased.
Yes. So, for example, Miss, di ba kasi Canada shares immigration data with different countries. So they receive immigration information from different countries, specifically the US. If, let's say, during the course of nung time na nag-apply ka ng visitor visa na approve ka, to the time na nag-travel ka ng Canada, nagkaroon ng change, nakasuhan ka or something,
Oo.
or nakasuhan ka pala sa Pilipinas kaya gusto mong pumunta ng Canada. Yung mga ganyang, may mga ganyan tayong
Oo.
mga kababayan, syempre. If in that the time between you got approved and you actually went to Canada is merong change, criminality, health-wise, or anything, then they reserve the right to cancel your ability to enter the country.
Okay. Is that easily, kumbaga, madi-discover ba ng ganun-ganun lang yun nung border officer?
Syempre po, miss, hindi. Pero kasi, depende yan sa kung ano yung technology na meron ang Canada. As you can see now, I think it was discussed during one of your past videos na Canada's now using AI a lot.
Oo.
And with the use of AI comes more power, I would say, in finding things out, finding discrepancies, finding some errors. And napansin ko, there's a huge difference. Nung time na nag-apply kami ng asawa ko ng PR ng 2021, hindi kami nag-biometrics ulit. So,
Okay.
we applied for PR, and then after 4 months got approved. We were landed as PR while inside Canada. We were given our PR cards while inside Canada. We didn't have to do medical. We didn't have to biometrics again. My clients now are repeating biometrics. So kahit
Oh.
yung biometrics na sila noon, and technically that's valid for 10 years, they are now being asked to repeat their biometrics for security reasons, I think. And because gumaganda yung technology na meron ng IRCC na they are now able to detect more. So, yeah, I think that
I think,
helps na ipaulit yung biometric. So, yeah, a
yeah,
change,
yeah.
if there's a change in your circumstances between the time na nag-apply ka and the time na nagkarating ka ng Canada and it makes you inadmissible for some reason, then of course they reserve the right to cancel that on, nakalagay naman po, a case-to-case basis.
Case-to-case basis. Okay? So, good luck sa inyo, Bahala na kayo dyan. Alam nyo naman kung meron kayong pinagdaanan. Okay. Yung sunod, another. Pwede i-cancel ang visa if an officer is not satisfied that someone will leave Canada by the end of their authorized period of stay. Parang ito naman lagi ang common,
Yes.
reasons for refusals before.
Yes.
Pero ngayon, talagang pwede na nila i-cancel na hindi na ito pauuwing ka na lang tapos
Yes.
valid pa yung yung
Yes po.
visa mo, no?
Parang yung kinuwento ko po kanina, yung Pilipino na pumasok sa Canada na may dala ng mga papeles, ganyan. So, hindi nila kinancel yung entry niya. Pinapasok pa rin siya. She was given 2 months. But now, they can cancel it. They can refuse her entry kapag hindi sila satisfied na ang purpose mo talaga is just to visit.
Yeah, okay. Ito namang sunod, the document is lost, stolen, destroyed, or abandoned. I can't help but remember some reports I saw, Dayanara, na merong iba dahil ayaw umalis ng Canada, pinupunit nila yung
Yes.
passport nila, yung mga ganun, para walang identification,
Yes.
parang ganun. Pero how will this apply for those coming in?
Yeah, we actually studied this po sa refugees. We studied this during the refugee course when we were studying na what some people are doing is they leave their countries using their passports. And then habang nasa eroplano sila, they rip it or they flush it, ganyan, they get rid of it para pagpasok nila ng Canada, they can apply for asylum. And then it will take the system a long time to process kasi may problema sa identity nila, ganyan. So it will allow them to stay in Canada longer.
Grabe, no? Maloko
Some people do
din.
that. This is a way to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ito naman, I think these are obvious ones, except may isang interesting dito, kinlarify ko kanina kay Dayanara. So, itong policy will also enable officers, itong anak ko, nanggugulo pa ngayon to cancel TRVs, ETAs, work permits, and study permits issued to people when they become a permanent resident. O sige, given na yun, di ba?
Given.
Yung pangatlo muna, document was issued based on an administrative error. Marami bang administrative errors? What do you mean by that?
I mean, it could be an error sa name, could be an error in typing the information, could be an error when, for example, they declared a different school nung nag-apply sila ng study permit and now they're changing their school, yung mga ganyan. Or it could be parang inapprove, pero nung further inspection, pagdating sa airport, tinanong kung meron ba siyang, nasan yung kanyang evidence ng kanyang pera, nasan yung kanyang evidence ng kanyang pinag-aralan, ganyan, tapos hindi niya ma-present. So
Oh.
they can deem that as an administrative error. So nagkamali yung visa officer na nag-assess sa kanya in the first place. So they have to cancel now the visa of this person. Because it was an admin error. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ito yung isang tinanong ko kanina kay Dayanari before kami mag-record rather. Ika-cancel yung visa if deceased. Sabi ko kay Dayanari, hindi mag-give na yun. Aba, interesting ang kanyang sagot kasi naku, parang sa Pilipinas pala to, no? Merong maaaring gumamit
Yes.
ng immigration document mo.
Yes. So I don't know if
ikaw ay wala na sa mundong ito.
Yes, I don't know if you're familiar with ang pinaka-latest kong ang latest kong napanood is Safe Haven. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie
Yung
Safe
rom-com?
Haven yung rom-com Safe Haven ni Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah.
Yung babae doon is a victim of abuse. So her husband is abusing her. So what she did para makatakas, because the husband is a policeman. So sa America and sa Canada po kasi we have social insurance numbers o social security numbers na attached to us, I believe, the moment we are born. So the moment we are born or the moment we become temporary residents or permanent residents in the country, that SIN is used when you apply when you buy a house, when you pay for taxes, when you open a bank account, when you work. So, anything you do can be detected by the government.
Okay.
So, meron po tayong mga numbers na naka-attach sa ating identity at kung ano man ang gawin natin. Mag-apply ka ng trabaho, bayad ka ng tax, bili ka ng bahay, kuha ka ng driver's license. Everything is tied to that number. And dun sa pelikula, yung asawa niya, police. So, pwede siya i-detect kung nasan siya. So, yung babae, kung meron siyang kapitbahay na kamukha niya, kahawig niya, kaedad niya, so, ninakaw niya yung parang social security number saka birth certificate ng kapitbahay niya na yun na namatay. Tapos yun yung dinala niya kung saan siya pumunta, tapos yun yung ginamit niya. So, hindi siya ngayon mahahanap ng asawa niya. So, that's one case of, kumbaga, identity theft.
Oo.
Yes, na
And what you're
maaaring
saying is
ma-detect.
pwede rin yun for visas.
Could happen to, let's say, na ikaw ay isang, pwedeng, I don't know how sophisticated you are when it comes to hacking, but, you know, it could happen if you're in the same age, around the same age, you have the same background or so, just to prevent probably identity theft and also to smoothen yung process na at least now it's going to be easier for them to do cancellations, hindi na ganun katindi yung proseso na kailangan nilang daanan. I think that's just to smoothen the process and make it more efficient. Yeah.
Okay. Ayun, I think natakal na natin lahat. Why do you think did Canada decide to come up with this policy na giving border officers more authority to instantly cancel visas? Itong anak ko, sorry guys ha.
Hi Luna. I know my baby's the same way. My baby's extra clingy. It's probably an answer to Donald Trump. If I were to give my really honest opinion on this, it's probably to answer to America's demands when it comes to strengthening borders. Because honestly, Miss, people who applied to the US and people who applied to Canada can notice distinct differences between the two applications. If let's say you're applying for a visitor visa to go to the US, it's difficult. You have to go to the embassy, you have to schedule, you have to go to an interview, ganyan. Versus an application to go to Canada, which is, I mean, easy in comparison. Like, you know, you have to apply, you have to pay $100, ganyan. Wala nang personal appearance or such. So, this is an attempt or this is to answer kung ano yung mga kailangan natin sa border to make things easier sa mga border officers and to satisfy yung nire-request sa atin ng Amerika. Because at the end of the day, Canada and the US, we share the largest or the longest undefended border in the world. So, and US now, you know, with Trump, they're really changing. They're becoming stricter. Kumbaga, and they're sending a lot of, you know, immigrants home.
Yeah.
Like millions will be sent home. So, syempre, if they're sending a lot of people out of the country, they also have to protect kung sino yung pumapasok.
Yeah.
And it just so happens na nasa taas tayo. So, kapag ka madaling makapasok sa atin, there's a chance na madali ding makapasok sa kanila. So they're protecting, their own interests, and
Oo.
they're encouraging Canada to do the same.
Oo, grabe din talaga ang effect, no, ng mga sinasabi or yung mga demands na hinihingi ni US President Donald Trump. O last na lang 'to. Okay, baka meron tayong mga kababayan na kinakabahan ako, Dayanara, baka naman biglang i-cancel na lang, nagpe-prepare ako, binitbit ko na, lahat ng gamit ko.
Nag-resign na ako sa trabaho.
Okay, nag-resign na ako sa trabaho, tapos ika-cancel lang pala nila pagdating ko dyan sa Canada. Ano ba yan? So, what are, ways that they can be confident na kapag pumunta sila dito, hindi mangyayari sa kanila yun?
Well, first, it all starts during your application. So during your application for a work permit, application for a study permit, make sure everything you say is true. And make sure everything you declare is real. If you declare this amount of money as your proof of funds, make sure you have evidence that this is actually money that you have access to, and this is actually money that exists. That's one. So, kumbaga, if you are sure sa lahat naman po ng dineclare ninyo, if you submitted the correct birth certificate, marriage certificate, you work with the school, or you work with someone na talagang may partnership with the school, someone, your letter of acceptance is real, your provincial attestation letter is real, and then when the border officer asks you, are you enrolled, can you log in to your school's account and show me that you're actually enrolled? So prepare for those. Kumbaga, dapat meron kayong access dun sa inyong school account and all of that. You have, let's say, the contact number of your employer, na pwede nilang tawagan kung work permit yung meron kayo. So, as long as you declared correct information, submitted accurate documents, legitimate documents when you applied, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Doon sa mga magvi-visit po, medyo doon tayo sa pag tinanong ka, what's your purpose in coming to Canada? I want to visit my uncle, I want to visit my aunt. Where do they live? Ito yung mga information. Can we call them? Ito yung mga information. Ganyan, who's picking you up from the airport? Do you have their phone numbers, contact numbers? They can basically ask you anything.
Yeah.
Okay? So you must be prepared for any questions that they may have. But then again, miss, if let's say na pero silang tinanong na hindi mo in-expect, if you are honest with yourself and the application that you submitted, you have no reason to fear.
Okay. How about for work permit holders?
Yun po, yung sa employer. So pwede ka nilang tanongin, what's the job that you're going to do in Canada? I'm going to be a farm manager. So what work experience did you have to actually perform this job as a farm manager? I worked here, I have this, I have that, ganyan. So, and who's going to be your employer? Where are they located? Where are you going to live while you're working for this employer? How much are you going to be paid? Ganyan. So, these are questions that you must know. Diba? And if you ang mahirap po kasi sa ating mga Pilipino, minsan masyado tayong mapagtiwala dun sa mga agents natin. Yung sa mga agencies natin na hindi natin tinatanong yung mga ganitong bagay. But at the end of the day po, pagdating ninyo sa airport, hindi nyo kasama yung agency ninyo doon. It's just you. So, kung ano ang pinasa mo sa application mo, dapat alam mo. Kung ano isinagot mo sa form mo, dapat alam mo. Were you refused? Did you ever apply to any other country? Ganyan. So, pwede tanong, yes, I applied to South Korea, but I was refused on June 18, 2019. Ganyan. You should be aware of, your background. So, para dun sa mga, for example, ikaw ay asawa ka, sanay ka na yung asawa mo ang nag-handle ng lahat ng mga bagay-bagay. Hindi na yun pwede kapag papasok ka na Canada kasi dapat aware ka sa sarili mong impormasyon. Kasi pag tinanong ka, sa'yo dinirect yung tanong, hindi naman pwede yung asawa mong sumagot. Kahit sabay kayong nandun. Nung time namin, miss, it's so lenient, honestly. Nung time namin, hindi ganun kahigpit. Pumasok kami ng asawa ko, tinanong lang kami, masakit ang ulo namin pareho kasi ang tagal ng flight, nag-aaway kami, tapos nasabi pa sa amin ng officer, okay, don't fight. Sabi sa amin ng officer na gano'n, I'm printing the stuff now.
Sabi, kung ngayon kayo mag-away, alam mo, i-cancel ko lang tong
I'm printing this, honestly, nung time na yun, pre-pandemic, it wasn't
Oo.
so strict. It's a different environment now.
Oo.
So, yeah, yun lang po ang mga advice ko.
Oo, huwag kayong mag-away tulad nung ginawa nila
Yes, huwag na
Dayanara
kayong mag-away
ngayon,
kasi
baka biglang alam nyo, canceled na lang 'to,
baka iba yung reaction ng officer, ganyan. Baka wag yun ang awayin yung asawa niyo. Yung time na yun kasi galing kami ng kung saan, sakit-sakit sa ulo, ganyan. So, first time namin mag-flight ng ganong katagal. So,
Yeah.
yeah, first time. So, parang iba yung sitwasyon ngayon. So, ang may advice ko po talaga is honesty. Honesty. You can never go wrong if you submitted correct documents, legitimate documents, correct information, accurate, information. You can never go wrong. And, well, pray before kayo interviewin. And number 2, don't answer questions na hindi naman itinatanong. Kung hindi naman
Yun.
tinanong, wag magsalita ng sobra. And then, pero pag tinanong ka, make sure to provide complete information.
Alright.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay? Oy guys, sa FYI, ano na to in effect na ito. Okay? It started being implemented January 31st. So, 2 weeks na as of recording ay ginagawa na ito. May authority na yung mga border officers to cancel your temporary resident visas, your ETAs. Depende sa assessment nila sa inyo. Okay, so thank you so much, Dayanara. As always, your information will be down there at the description box. Ayun, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day po, Miss.
Thanks so
And happy
much.
holidays,
I'll see you guys in the
everybody.
next one.
Enjoy your
Bye.
weekend. God bless. Bye-bye po.